What's up guys, Mr. Reddito here. Today I have 4 stories for you guys, and they're all MIB a-hole stories. The very first one we're going to kick it off with is about a husband who thinks he can take 50% of his wife's side hustle when he had no faith in her from the start. You guys won't believe the manipulation he tries to pull. So stick around to the end and let's discuss it. It's coming at you right now. My husband, who's 35, is a bank clerk. I'm 29 and I have a work-from-home job, which I barely bear since I'm an active outdoor person and like doing gardening stuff in particular. I figured since I have a background in gardening, I decided to use our spacious backyard to grow flowers and sell them online after arranging and organizing them into bouquets. When I brought this up with my husband, he said this was the worst idea ever, adding this would be a major waste of time and money, and suggested I look for a second job. I didn't listen and started my business little by little. In a matter of 18 months, it started bringing decent money and I gained customers. My husband offered to look at how much I was able to make in the past month and was impressed. The other day, he was standing with his drink while I was checking my flowers. He talked about what a good job I was doing keeping our business flowing. I corrected him about it being our business and reminded him about how little faith he had in my potential to make decent money out of growing and selling cut flowers. He literally said this: "Well, I don't honestly think your little gardening hobby was going to get anywhere, but now the business is flourishing. I want my fair share of the profit, and I won't settle for less than 50%. Guys, I was puzzled. I asked why he thought he should get any share of profit, let alone 50%. His answer was that I was using his soil to grow my flowers on. I said this is our house, our soil, not just his since we're married. And well, both of our names are on the title. He was actually like, "Actually, I own this house long before you came along, so it's technically mine." I replied that he must be aware it'll be split in half in case of separation. He laughed and joked about how silly I was for hinting separation, just because he was asking for something that he so rightly deserves, which is 50% of the profit. I said no, and that he was delusional to ask because even his soil alone doesn't magically grow my flowers. There's a lot of work into bringing the picking, buying seeds, taking time and effort to care for them, collecting, trimming, and selling them while all he does is sit back and collect. I said it didn't matter to him when I started using his soil, so why does it matter now? He said it always mattered when money is involved. We had an argument about it and he apologized, but only for approaching the subject rudely, but he still wants his 50%. He's been silent about it since after stating that he already said what he needed to say and I needed to make the right decision. Guys, am I the a-hole? Oh yeah, and to clarify, my husband and I both have our own salaries. We contribute equally towards expenses. It's his idea since he had a divorce before. He still has things that he owns alone, which isn't bad since money has never been an issue. It's not like he needs money for an emergency or something. He just wants 50% of profit going forward. Okay guys, wow. I could never say OP's the a-hole after hearing that story. Who does her husband think he is? I want to read one comment that was from the original post, and it says, "Not the a-hole. I really hope you're consulting a divorce lawyer. Your husband just showed his true colors, and the picture is not pretty at all. Leave his sorry butt to rot his soil and plant a new garden somewhere else without an entitled burden." I have to agree with that commenter, guys. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section down below, and remember, if you have any similar situations, let me know about it. The next story we're going to look at today involves a drama about not being able to go to a wedding dinner because someone is a transgender. Let's get right into that now. He's been married 4 times now, and this wedding will be his 5th in the span of 30 years. I don't know how he has such a high turnover rate, but I'm guessing it's to do with him being both rich and a raging narcissist. He invited me to get coffee and introduced me to his new fiancée. I knew he was going to do this because two of my brothers, there's 7 of us in total, none have the same mother, said that they had just gotten coffee with Dad and met the fiancé, then been invited to the wedding, and both have been giving a +1 for their girlfriends of 8 and 10 months respectively. Dad told me to bring my partner when I came for coffee, and I brought my trans boyfriend along. We've been together for 3 years. The fiancé seemed nice, wanting to know about me and my boyfriend, and asking questions about something that sounded like she actually gave a shit. Dad gets all the details of the engagement/wedding out of the way, and then asks me and only me if I'll be there. I noticed that he was talking to just me, not my boyfriend, so I say, we will check if we're free. Dad replies, this is family only. I just assume, seeing as how the other siblings got +1s. That's different. Are you coming? Well, I'll catch the next one. Dad's fiancée became visibly upset and they leave. Dad texts me after that if I can be civil on the day, then I can still come alone. I felt like I had to stick up for my boyfriend because this was definitely due to him being transgender, and he thanked me at the time but told me that I should probably still go. But after reporting back to my siblings to say what happened, I got mixed responses. The overall opinion was that while I absolutely should stick up for my boyfriend, this was some hill to die on, and I managed to catch the actually nice fiancé in the crossfire and upset Dad as well. Am I the a-hole? And just a little bit of more information to add on top of that. I'm a woman, my boyfriend is a trans female to male. Despite both of us being straight, Dad thinks of us as lesbians due to my boyfriend's biology. Of me and my siblings, 3 were within wedlock, and the other 4, including me, were extramarital. 3 affairs and 1 longtime girlfriend. The fiancé knows she's number 5, and Dad gives the same story about how he was tricked into marrying gold diggers by accident, and did not know until late, and the affairs all happened as the relationships were breaking down. Alright guys, so I'm gonna have to lock in not the a-hole. I'm glad OP stood up for her boyfriend. Let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comment section below. We still have 2 more stories left in today's video. If you're enjoying today's content, do Mr. Reddito the biggest favor. Smash that like button and press subscribe to the channel. Some of these stories occasionally have updates, so you don't want to miss out on those. Alright guys, we're about to hop into the 3rd story of the day. Here we go. Okay guys, so this might sound awful, but I'm 32 female and I come from a family of 3. P, 34 male, J, 27 male, and me. If there's a black sheep of the family, it's me. My family has never come to terms with the fact that I'm lazy and I get along well, and I am, so I look for ways to do what I want without putting full effort into it. When I started my college, I found an internship that paid reasonably well and was chosen. They tried to fire me, but after a few months they hired me again, because they could not find someone who did so well. I saw an opportunity to grow, and for many years I worked hard, and I'm proud to say that I am currently one of the partners of the company that I started as an intern. I work 6 days, 12 hours, and now 3 days, 7 hours. And without being greedy, I'm very well paid. P decided to focus on his student career and currently is working on his PhD. In my country, the student grant is at most 2 minimum salaries for a PhD, and the city that has the university has a very high cost of living. So, P lives with my mother, who does not charge rent and does all the housework. P has always been the most studious, the workaholic working, the smartest, living with parents who compare their kids suck, and has always thought of himself as the best of his brothers. But the thing about him living with my mom and getting underpaid is a sensitive topic. Last week I went to a family dinner. It was Jay's birthday. I was telling about the trip I had to take out of the country for work, and I extended it for 2 days just to enjoy the place. My brother interrupted me, who asked about the trip was my stepfather and I was just answering. And he said, "I don't know how you manage to get along in life being lazy. I wish I could do nothing like you." I laughed out loud and said, the lazy who owns a car, has a house, travels internationally for work or pleasure at least once a month, and helps mom and dad. Yeah, lazy, but at least rich. My brother freaked out. Jay was laughing in the background. Well, 30 minutes later, I had to go to my hotel. My mom says she won't have any more family dinners until I apologize. My dad agrees in part, but Jay says it was the best thing P could ever hear. But guys, please tell me, am I the a-hole? Oh yeah, and a little bit of extra. He tried to cut down on my job by saying I don't work very hard and he doesn't know why I earn so much for it. And I admit I wasn't the nicest person, but it was just a reaction of they always diminishing what I did or do in life. Mainly from P. I don't like that they reduce my effort or my trajectory, even though they know I barely had a personal life until I got into this position in the company. They know it even bothers me. They know that I'm short on patience, I'm rude, and they do that. But I come to my family meetings because my parents are elderly and have started to have health problems. So I enjoy the moments even if they are, complicated. In my country, it's like poking the jaguar with a short stick. It's not the same thing translated into English. Oh yeah, and for those who asked, I work in a company responsible for the railroad of the country, South and Southeast and Midwest all over. Hey guys, so that was an interesting story. I'm gonna have to say my standpoint on that one is not the a-hole, but let me know how you think about it in the comment section below. I don't blame OP for finding a way to make a reasonable sum of money, even if OP is a little lazy like OP says. Okay guys, there's still one more story left in today's video. If you're loving this so far and you like this new opinion thing I got going on here, show some love for the channel and drop a like. Okay, let me know your thoughts and we'll get into the final story now. So, me, 29-year-old female, and my husband, 31, both have, quote, rags to riches story. I have 3 brothers and both parents, while my husband was orphaned and was raised by his grandparents, who are now dead. Me and my husband are both from low-income families and became working students in order to pay for our college fees and hope for a better life. And thankfully, we did get out of the gutter. I now earn less than my husband. His monthly earnings is 5 times as much as I earn. Since he was raised from a conservative household, he insisted that all expenses in our home should be covered by him since he's the man of the house. And it was never an issue between us because we both had discussions about it. Since his grandparents are now gone, he tries to spoil me now by buying me all these designer bags 3 times a year. My birthday, Christmas, and our anniversary. I would sometimes post these things on social media accounts as an appreciation post for him. I never asked him for any of these, but I'm always thankful, since I know how proud he is of himself because he can now buy stuff like this. I don't ask him for my personal things since I have my own job, my own money, especially that he's the one who pays everything in the house. When I became pregnant, my husband and I agreed that I'll be stopping for work while we badly want a baby girl. And sadly, I miscarried 2 times before due to much stress from work. It was a mutual decision that I'll get back to work when our daughter is already 3 years old, since I want to be more hands-on, especially that she's still a kid. She's 6 months old now. Now, one of my brothers got into the immense debt due to his addiction, and immense debt, I mean an amount totaling to my husband's 1-year salary. And right now, he's asking me to pay all of it and help, because we're siblings and he still has little kids. He would go to jail if the debt can't be paid, and I explained to him, I'll help if I could, but due to me being jobless for a while, I don't really have much money or enough to vouch for. He told me just to sell all my bags or ask my husband to pay for it. I told him that's absurd, and the most I can do is take care of his kids and pay for their education and other needs. He told me that he knows I have savings from work, and why couldn't I just touch that? My savings are meant in case my marriage falls apart or anything happens to my husband in the way that me and my kids could survive on our own. He kept on insisting how selfish I am, and that, quote, I don't know how to look back or recognize family. The other reason why I don't want to ask my husband is because he told me before that he did not really like my brother because of his addiction. So guys, am I the a-hole in this situation? Okay guys, so I'm really interested to know what my viewers think about this topic. In my opinion, it's a tough one, but there's one comment I came across, and I would like to read that now. It states, with all due respect, if your brother is an addict on the verge of losing his kids, the best thing to do is to let him go to jail and take in the kids, as they don't need to go into the system. Because he will not use the money to pay off his debt. He will pay off just enough to keep him from going to jail, and the rest will go right up his nose or directly into his veins. Not the a-hole. Okay, so do you guys agree with that comment or no? That's going to wrap up all the stories for today, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.